This should be our last online lesson, so I'm looking forward to being back on Wednesday. Our lesson today is about adding, subtracting negative integers. So we kind of talked about this a little bit last lesson. So we looked at the idea that subtracting 2 was the same as adding negative 2. Okay, now that's really important. So the idea was that subtracting 2 was the same as adding a negative 2, which is that we owe that amount rather than add it to our total. And when we owe, we're removing it from what we have. Now, the new thing today, the new idea, is when we subtract a negative, so the idea might be that we're subtracting negative 2. Now, this is where it all starts to fall down for people. When they get those two negatives in a row, then they lose the plot a little and they go, oh no, I don't know what's going on. Now, the easiest way to think about that is that it's a double negative. So if we go negative, negative, and they have to be right beside each other, so they have to be joined or beside each other, then the simple idea is that two negatives cancel each other out and we end up with a positive. All right, which means that we end up with negative, negative 2, which is positive 2. Okay? So the new idea today is if we subtract a negative or if we have a double negative, it becomes a positive. Okay? And again, it only works if they're joined right beside each other. So we can use the number line again, but I'm going down the path where I think about money. I'm thinking about that special bank account where we can overdraw. We can pay more money than what we've got. So if we start with our first example, we're calculating the answer of these addition and subtractions. We're starting with 7 plus negative 2. So this is similar to what we did last lesson, right? I've got $7 and I owe $2. So when we pay out that $2, what are we left with? Our bank account still has a nice $5 left in it. And if we do each of these on the number line as we go to give you another option, another choice, and how to go about it, we've got 0. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And our negatives, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's negative 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's our negative 10. All right, so if we do this first, and we'll do it in purple. So here's our 7, and we're paying out $2, so we're going to the left. So we end up at 5. So the first one, nice and easy. We've got 7, we pay out 2, we're left with 5. Okay, so the second one, let's do this one in black. We've got negative 2 plus negative 3. So basically we're saying is that we owe $2 already, and now we're going to pay another $3 out. So we owe 2 and we owe 3, and that means we end up owing 5. So if we owe 5, we end up with negative 5. Now, if we go through and we do this one on the number line, so we start off at negative 2, and then we go left because it's a negative, so 1, 2, 3. We end up at negative 5. There's our answer, negative 5, and we should all be nice and happy with that. Next one we'll do in red. So C, we've got 1, and we're taking away a negative 3. So what happens when we have a takeaway negative? We've got two negatives right next to each other. Remember, the idea is we turn that to a plus. So negative, negative makes a positive, and we end up with 1 plus 3. So 1 should be our favorite one, our nice easy one. 1 plus 3 is 4. So we've got 1, and we're getting another 3. So if we put that in red on the number line, there's our 1. And we're going 1, 2, 3. We end up at 4. All right, so our last one, let's go back to green. So we'll look at D, negative 6. Take away negative 2. So the brackets around it don't really make any difference. It's just to differentiate between the subtraction and the negative sign. So don't stress too much about that. The negative negative makes a positive. So what we've actually got is negative 6 plus 2. And so that means I owe $6 and I'm getting 2 in. So owe 6, get 2 more in, and we end up with negative 4. I still owe $4. So if we start here at negative 6, and because we're adding 2, we're jumping 2 in the right direction, we end up at negative 4. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Hopefully when you see that new idea in action, it starts to click. And today will be a nice, easy one. So here we have, again, like last lesson, 4 you can do yourself. So pause now, do them yourself, and then I'll step through them, and we can compare your answer and my answer and hopefully fix up any issues that you had. Okay, so the first one, we've got 9 plus negative 3. So I've got 9, and I owe $3. So if I pay out that $3, I'm left with $6. On our beautiful number line, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we start at 9. So here's our 9, and we're going 1, 2, 3 backwards, and our answer is 6. All right, the second one we'll do in red. We've got negative 4, so we owe 4, and we owe another 5. So I owe 4, and I owe 5, so altogether I owe 9. So that means I've got negative 9. On the number line, we start at negative 4, and we jump back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We end up at negative 9. So when we look at C, we've got 3, take away negative 7. Got the two negatives together there, which makes it a positive. And now we've got 3 plus 7, and that's a nice easy one. I've got $3, I've got another $7, I've got 10. So let's draw it out on the number line. We start at 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 jumps, takes us up to 10. All right, last one, we'll do it in black. We've got negative 11, and we're taking away negative 6. So take away a negative makes it a plus, and now we've got negative 11 plus 6. So I owe 11, but I've got 6. So that means I end up still owing 5. And if we draw in our negative 11 here, so negative 11, start there, and we go forward 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see we finish up here on negative 5. Okay, so that is the lesson today. Again, there's 2 options. I'll have set a maths-based task for you to practice. And the extra questions here in the exercise. Look at that, we've got a whole lot of practice ones. I'll set you question 1, 2, and 3. Then the idea will be to do all of those. So you can make a choice about which one of those exercises you want to do, but I will put it in Spiritus and you can choose which one. Right? Thank you very much.